Hey, good morning, everybody. Good to be back with you this morning. Terry Hansen here. Great to be with you. Hope it's been a great week. Some exciting and interesting things have been happening at Arcane Marketing this week. Change is afoot, as always it is. It's an exciting place to work, and so I'm excited to spend some time with you this morning, actually talking about how to reinvent yourself. So let's chat a little bit about how to reinvent yourself. Because Arcane Marketing is an entrepreneurial company by definition, we are always evolving, we're always changing, always improving. And I think it's out of a desire really to be better today than we were yesterday. And so we're constantly looking for ways to be more profitable, how to generate more revenue, how to be more efficient in what we do, how to serve a greater number of people. Those are really at the core our organization's desires. And so when you have those core desires, you're always trying to push the boundaries, push the limits, and explore and experiment and try new things. And I really appreciate that about Arcane Marketing. Always looking to explore new things and push the boundaries and see what we can change and modify and improve so that we can make more money, serve more people, live happier, and be more efficient and just do better at what we're doing. So because of some of these internal changes, we are actually hiring, as a matter of fact. There's a number of positions that we are hiring internally inside of our company. And so it's been my opportunity and my privilege to be able to conduct some job interviews. And a couple of the comments that a couple of the people that I've recently interviewed and talked to as of late, they've shared some comments with me that have kind of really been interesting. I think about one particular gentleman. He is he's been a salesperson for many years, and when he interviewed with me, let's see, let me back up. So he works for this particular company, and I, of course, don't want to mention names or give away too many details, but he works for a particular company here in town in Idaho Falls, and he's been a sales rep for this company for many years and has done very, very well. But over the years, he's gotten a little bit unsatisfied with not necessarily the company, but with just what he is doing. And he's kind of reached that point in his life where he's ready for a change. Not entirely sure what he wants to do or how he wants to do it, but he's just ready for some sort of a change. And after we had our initial interview, he left, and we left, shook hands, and parted ways. We ended up not hiring him, but actually yesterday we had a conversation, and he made a comment that really stood out to me. He said, Terry, after the interview, I really appreciated the interview, and I really appreciated the things that you shared and the opportunity there at Arcane Marketing, because after the conversation was over, a light bulb really went off in terms of what I want to do with my career, where I want to go and what I want to do. I want to get out of sales, but I don't want to get out of the business of helping people and serving customers. And this account management position that you're describing and referring to really excited me and lit me up a bunch. And it really became clear to me what I want to do. And I really appreciated that sort of, he was looking to reinvent himself. He was looking to make a significant change in his career. I also had the privilege and opportunity to have a conversation with a different lady with regard to a different position. And she, unfortunately, her story was a little bit different. She had COVID-19 was not very kind to her. She ran her own company, her own business, and she worked with several very high-profile, good-quality clients. But COVID-19 rocked the business world, as you guys know, and as a consequence, unfortunately, she lost some of her biggest clients. And as a consequence to that, it kind of put her out of business. She got COVID-19 herself, and because of that, she was down and out. And so she really, frankly, just needed a job. But she had no idea after running her business for so many years what she could do. And so after we discussed and talked a little bit about some of the opportunities that were available inside of Arcane Marketing, she got excited and she lit up, and she just realized, I need a change, and I need this kind of a change. I need to go from being a business owner to an employee, but I want to stay in my sweet spot and do these kinds of things. And she started getting really excited about some of the opportunities that existed inside of Arcane. And I think about myself, 4 or 5 months ago, after my family suffered a tragic accident, a mountain climbing accident where my younger brother was killed, it started getting me thinking quite a bit about my life, my career, my path that I've chosen. And over the last 15 years of running my own marketing, consulting, and training business, sales training business, I was feeling like, there needs to be some sort of a change. And Arcane Marketing was actually one of my clients. And in conversation, they saw an opportunity and I saw an opportunity, and they acquired my business. And it's been a great transition. And I don't know, it's just interesting. We go through these stages in life, and in these recent conversations with these good people, they've recognized that it's time to reinvent themselves. And I recognized a couple of months ago that it's, in some way, shape, or form, it's time to reinvent myself. And, again, we hit these stages in life where sometimes our current situation and our current position is no longer serving us at the highest level. Our current situation is no longer helping us be happy. It's no longer helping us achieve our full potential and full goals. And it's just no longer doing what we want it to do. And it's time to reinvent ourselves. Now, reinvention can come in a lot of different ways, but I wanted to share maybe 1 or 2 or 3 thoughts to consider if you are in the position or situation as a business owner, or as a manager, or as a sales professional, a marketer, a customer service representative. You're in your career hustling, you're trailblazing, you're grinding away, you're doing your thing. If you feel like your current situation is no longer serving you at the highest level, and it's no longer helping you be your best self and achieve all that you want to achieve in your career, then it's maybe time for reinvention. It's maybe time to go back and look at kind of shake the Etch-a-Sketch, start over a little bit, and see what you can do to reinvent yourself. So let me maybe share some thoughts and ideas with you. Number 1 is, if you're feeling like it's time to reinvent yourself and start again, start fresh, try something new, try something different, then consider this. Number 1 is always focus on your strengths. Focus on your superpowers. You have some God-given talents, gifts, and abilities that you may not fully understand. One of the things that it's been an interesting blessing to me in working with Arcane Marketing over the last 4 months now is they have identified some strengths and talents and superpowers that I think maybe I was lightly aware of, but having the close proximity to others in the organization, they've pointed out that those are extreme gifts and talents and abilities. And I think I have some strengths and some things that I've underappreciated or maybe under-recognized. So sometimes our strengths and our talents and our superpowers, I think some of those are clear to us and obvious to us, but there's also some others that may not be. And sometimes other people in our lives can help us get clarity about what those are. So I think the thing to key into is, if you're going to reinvent yourself, get some 360-degree feedback on what your superpowers are, what your strengths and talents and your strong capabilities are. Some of those you might know and understand, but some of them you may underappreciate. And if you're going to reinvent yourself, focus on those superpowers. Leverage the good and the amazing that you have, and do something with those. Do something with those. The second thing to consider is be open to crazy, wild, out-of-the-box opportunities that you may not ever have considered in the past. Case in point, there's some internal changes happening in Arcane Marketing, as I've mentioned, and the position that I basically adopted 4 months ago when I started, that position alone itself was kind of a big stretch. Going from being a business owner and a consultant and a trainer, moving into this role as the vice president of client experience, that was kind of an out-of-the-box stretch for me. But I recognized that it would leverage a lot of the gifts and talents and strengths that I already have. But these internal changes are going to be moving me into a different position within the organization that I would have never in a million years considered that I would have any strength or capability for. But now after 4 months, I'm feeling like, and the organization's feeling like the gifts and talents and abilities that I have would be an excellent fit for this other position as well. And it's a move up, it's a complete change. It's a pretty significant role in the company. But I would have never you would have rewound the clock 6 months. I would have never in a million years said, yes, this is going to be a good thing for me. Never. So interesting how things evolve and change. But if you're going to reinvent yourself, number one, be really clear on your strengths, your talents, your superpowers, your key core capabilities that you really are strong at. Number two, be open to crazy, weird, out of the box, strange, left field opportunities, and give those a hard look. As long as those crazy, weird, nutso opportunities from left field take advantage of your core competencies and your core strengths and your superpowers, that could literally be something. That could be an amazing miracle. That could be an amazing way to reinvent yourself, right? The third area, or the third thing to consider when you're considering reinventing yourself is how will this be a means to your end, or will it be an end in and of itself? And this is just a kind of a question to consider. But is this a stepping stone position that's going to get you somewhere else? Or is this your final hurrah? Is this where you want to park for the next 20 years? I'm 45 and I've got, 20 years left of my working career before I retire and switch gears and do something else. So is this where I want to be for the next 20 years? Or is this a stepping stone that's going to get me one step further to where I want to be ideally? And that's just a question that you just have to ask yourself and just be self-reflective about. But I think before you reinvent yourself and take a position or make a change, you have to consider, is this a short-term stepping stone that's going to get me somewhere? Or is this where I'm parking? Is this where I'm just going to be? Either way is fine, but just consider the long-term implications, the short-term and long-term implications of that reinvention. So anyway, those are three things that I might suggest and consider to you. Expand your horizons, reinvent yourself, consider doing that now, and while things are good. And even if you're not in a point in your life or your career where you're unhappy, I am like so many gurus. Tom Peters is one of a legendary management guru who is a huge fan of pretty consistently blowing things up. He loves the idea of introducing a little bit of chaos into your life every so often. Just when you think you've got it all figured out, just when you think everything's running smooth, it's time to blow it up. It's time to destroy it, beat it up, and blow it up, and rebuild it from ground up. He's a huge fan of that sort of thing, of constantly always evolving, changing, looking at the world from different angles and different perspectives. And I appreciate that. Sometimes you and I've got to do that, even if we're happy, even if things are going really well. Let's blow up what's already working well, and see what we can learn, see what we can do to change our perspective, so we can do what we do just that much better. The danger is comfort zones. The danger is there's another word that I'm looking for here. I don't know what it is, but it's a good one. Anyway, the danger is just being too comfortable and getting lackadaisical and getting in a comfort zone and just hitting a plateau. We always want to be working and striving to improve, to grow, to thrive, to evolve. And I know that's at the heart and soul of you and I as connectors, as trailblazers, and as hustlers inside business, regardless of our job function in the business. So anyway, some thoughts that have been on my mind. Excited to spend some time with you this morning. Flavio, good to be with you. Happy to share some good morning knowledge with you. Hope it makes a difference for you in your career. And listen, today's Friday. Tonight is date night. Schedule some time with your spouse. Better go hook up. Better go out and get something yummy to eat. Go do something fun. Go have those good one-on-one conversations that strengthen and revitalize your relationship. And why don't you, and on that note, why don't you consider reinventing your relationship with your spouse or your significant other? Why don't you think about leveraging your skills, your talents, your superpowers in a new way with your spouse? Why don't you think about some out of the box opportunities? Why don't you do something new and exciting and different? And why don't you think about how you can improve things in the short term and the long term? So anyway, just a thought. So, hey, love you. Have a great rest of the day. Keep up the good work. Time to go hustle. Let's go. Finish up the week strong. Have a great weekend. We'll see you back on Monday with Travel and Terry. Take good care.
Hey, thanks for watching. Did you know every company out there has what we call digital marketing blind spots? These are simple, hidden opportunities for growing and improving your marketing that most of the time people miss. Go to www.arcanemarketing.com and take advantage of our Rise and Ignite digital marketing analysis. It's 100% free to get fresh new insights and ideas to make what you're already doing that much better in 2021.